You go ahead.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the first edition of People of UUMC. Dun, dun, dun.
I'll do some editing and get some drums in.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Drums and maybe a timpani and a flute and a triangle.
That's not too much. I only committed to the drums.
Come on. My name is Megan Otto. I am the Director of Campus Ministry, Young Adult Ministry, and Senior Adult Ministry here at the church. And I'm here joined with my friend Chaddington. That's not really his name.
Chaddington P. Jones. Chad Jones. I'm the Director of Communications here at UUMC. Mm-hmm. And we decided that I think that impetus, is that the right word? Mm-hmm. This was I starting to meet people in the congregation during the pandemic more on a one-on-one basis, and realizing how many awesomely cool people we have here at UUMC.
Yes, we do.
And we wanted to come up with a medium way to introduce them to other people who might not have had the pleasure of getting to know them yet.
Yeah.
So,
especially during a pandemic where half the people are online and half the people come in person, and we just don't get the chance to meet them on a more conversational basis over a meal or in the fellowship hall for, some kind of bigger event. And so the opportunity to hear about who they are and the stories that they have is a cool thing for us to do.
So that's what this is.
That's what we're going to
do. Megan just got done with campus ministry. With
did.
The Wednesday lunch.
Yes.
What was on the menu today?
The menu today was a fan favorite of Meatball Casserole, which is really just biscuits, like canned biscuits and marinara sauce and frozen meatballs and cheese.
It looks dreadful.
It
really
doesn't look super great.
It tastes delicious.
Just love it.
But every time I walk in there, and I'm like, wait, it's the meatballs on top of the...
It's not super appetizing looking, but the kids love it. And some tater tots, obviously a food group there.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with tater tots.
And lots of cookie choices. I always have salad and vegetables. Like, this is a well-balanced place here.
Michelle Obama would be proud.
She would be. And we have continued to sit on the porch and be safe out there. It was a little cold out there this morning, but beautiful. It's a beautiful place to eat a meal. And so that's good. And we always fill out a crossword puzzle together, the Wednesday New York Times crossword puzzle. Sometimes we do better than others, but our collective brain is pretty good.
Feels like there's a bit probably overlap there between the college kids and, as you refer to them, old people.
Yes, indeed. There's lots of opportunity for that. What have you been working on this week, Chaddington P?
I am working on, we're doing a redesign for the E-Connection, trying to make things a little bit easier.
More bells and whistles?
Well, almost less bells and whistles, but more direct a little bit. Trying to make it easier for people to connect.
Love that.
And find exactly the kind of things that they're interested in and how they can plug in. So I'm working on a redesign of that. I recorded, somebody from the congregation came in and recorded a piece for the service this Sunday.
Great.
And we have, I guess in February, we're starting a
new thing.
A new thing. I don't know what we're calling it. We're calling it Season of Love.
Yeah.
And we have a guest. Our first guest, our inaugural guest, can tell us more about it.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun. And she is our new senior pastor, Teresa. Woo!
Hey.
I'll do the editing in there too, Teresa. I'll give you a nice fanfare. Maybe some applause, like a
laugh track. Yes, applause
yeah,
is good.
I want like a really long applause.
I feel like that's what this podcast needs. I've just decided is a laugh track.
Yeah. And maybe like some intro music.
Yeah.
Something like zany.
Zany.
Yeah, zany. I think
I'll let you.
Yeah.
Teresa,
yay!
It's so good to be with you guys.
Teresa, we're so glad to have you. Teresa, how long have you been here?
So I've been here, what has it been, 7 months?
7 whole months?
7 whole months.
Wow. Does it feel like 7 whole years?
Does it feel like you've been here a long time?
I've said this to some other people that depending on the day or what's going on, I have those moments where I'm like, I've been here this feels like a long time. Mm-hmm. And then there's other days where I'm like, it feels like I just got here. Mm-hmm. And that's when I'm learning a new tradition or I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like a long time. Sometimes it feels like not far.
And before you were here, you were
head poobah.
Oh no! But before I was here, I served as something called district superintendent, kind
just
of
a little
getting
something
to,
called district. Just
getting to interface with pastors and clergy and churches throughout the greater Austin area. But yeah, I'm excited about this thing that y'all are doing.
Yeah, we're
excited.
So here's the thing. I mean, been here 7 months.
Yeah.
And I've told many people this, and I'll say it again on your podcast, because you're capturing what I've been sensing is every day, every week, I meet new people in this congregation. I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're just amazing people.
They are.
In this
100%.
church.
They
Like
are.
talented, all kinds of awesome professional skills, like all the things. And like, how do we get to meet these people more? And like, I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I'm like, I met this person and I want so-and-so to know this person too. And I feel like that's part of what y'all are doing, and it's awesome and lovely. And I'm like, the two of you are some of those awesome people.
Oh, please.
No, I don't.
No, say more.
I don't know. I don't know that your first guest is like in that category. But I'm honored to be here.
I feel like our boss would be upset if we didn't have you be our first guest. Don't you think, Chad, that our boss would be upset about that?
Boss would be so upset.
They would be
I
like,
think so.
what is this? Who's this trash
Yeah,
person?
What are you listening to? These people.
No, I don't know if y'all feel the same way. My voice just cracked there.
Yeah, I
was
saw
good.
that.
That was good. I'm okay.
It's fine.
I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but I know there's not a lot of podcasts out there. Like this is a new thing.
One or
right?
two out there.
Yeah,
that's all you got.
But for me, a lot of times being when I'm alone or something like that, and I start to feel, I don't know, sad, melancholy, or whatever. Which I think a lot of people probably have been in that situation during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Even when we're with people like, obviously, Ashley, my wife, is always, around, and the kids and stuff. But you don't get to see maybe the people that you are used to seeing, friends and other family. Sometimes being able to tune into a podcast on a regular basis, it's almost like
It's like a lifeline.
Yeah. Well, it feels like friends almost, that you can bring into your house. And
That's right. Y'all feel like friends. Almost.
Close to being friends,
I don't
but
think
not
I can
really
be friends with my boss, so like it's not a thing we can do.
not
I'm sorry for you, but it's just the way it is.
Listeners, Teresa's face just dropped completely. No, but yeah, and so hopefully maybe this becomes that where people can turn it on while they're cooking or doing whatever, the crossword puzzle, and they feel like they're sitting there with friends.
Yeah.
So, Teresa, we talked about, I don't know what exactly, it's the season of love. That this February, we're kind of focusing, we're calling it Season of Love. What is that? Where did that come from?
I'm going to back up just a little bit.
Okay, sure.
And
I'm no Oprah. I'm no
you're no Oprah.
Like I didn't go to school for interviewing.
Well, as a lot of people have like already experienced in me, it's like you ask me a question and you get like maybe more than you bargained
More than
for
you
as far as the
wanted.
answer. But just backing up a little bit, you alluded to my previous appointment, and I think what some people don't realize is I was serving in the church, but I've been out of parish ministry for 10 years. So that might be worrisome for some people. Like it's been over 10 years since I've been in the local church. It's like riding a bike. And I've heard a lot of pastors that like they have these sermon series and everything. And to be honest, that's like something that I'm still kind of growing into. And fortunately, not just saying this, but like I've got this great team of a staff to brainstorm with and all that. And so trying to look at, different sermon series, and I'm looking at February, and Pastor Lisa reminded me that in February, some years ago, I can't remember the exact year, you all would know, but it was in February that University United Methodist Church voted to affiliate with Reconciling Ministries Network, which continues to challenge and push the denomination into full inclusivity. And in all parts of the life of the church, clergy, marriage, all the things. And so we have a lot of work to do as a denomination around that, and celebrate that University UMC is vocal about longing for a more inclusive church. And so that anniversary celebration happens in February. And then I'm also thinking like Valentine's Day happens in February, and it's actually on a Sunday. And I just have been preaching a little bit about the need for us to tend to one another.
Yeah.
Like, we love the world, and sometimes we talk a lot about, like, all the justice stuff is super important, and to, like, we want to change and love the world. And part of the world is like us right here at University UMC, and just what you were talking about, Chad, that people are carrying hard things right now, even within the life of our church. Loss, sometimes it's pandemic related, sometimes it's not. And so how can we love on one another and our community for the sake of the world? So that's kind of where this idea came from. And somebody, I don't know if I'll call him a friend because he's a coworker, but this person I know named Chad Jones pointed me in the direction of seeing the musical Tick, Tick, Boom, which is just lovely. And I'm a big fan of Rent. And of course, one of the songs in Rent is A Season of Love. Is Seasons of Love. And so that's just all playing around in my mind of, you know, a season of love. Our whole lives should be a season of love. That's gospel, right? But in February, we're going to be intentional about loving on one another, loving on the community.
And maybe that's the thing that I think sometimes we get out of practice of being intentional about it.
Yeah.
And,
intentionality, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing. Yeah. And so maybe, I like that.
And especially during a pandemic when we're not around people as we once were, and might feel more disconnected from those acts or those opportunities that we might have had before on a more regular basis.
100%. Also, I hate Valentine's Day. Can I just say that?
You
yes,
can.
I do too.
You can. You can say
it's and it's not for the reasons probably like the commercialism and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's gross sometimes. It's mainly it's way too stressful.
Yeah.
For kids coming into the picture made it a little easier because then I could focus attention away from my wife and to my children.
Poor Ashley.
Well, the spouses. If they've got, obviously birthdays, Christmas, anniversary, that's like the whole...
And the longer you're together, that's a lot of gifts to
It's a lot of gifts, and it's stressful, and nobody wants to give a garbage gift. Nope. Nobody wants to receive a garbage gift.
Well, I don't know if any of y'all listened to the John Ailey, music show here in Austin that was big for a long time, and he always had the anti-Valentine's Day show.
Yeah.
And I was a big fan of that because I'm right with you. I Hallmark making up these things, and I don't want to sound like all gloom and doom. Some of our listeners might be all about Valentine's Day, but I'm just
we're gonna get a hate mail Valentine's Day.
I don't want anyone to sound worried about my relationship with my husband. I think Paul and I have a good relationship, but we're just not huge on birthdays and Valentine's Day. And what I am huge on is buying the chocolate the day after Valentine's Day.
Yeah, getting that sale, getting that discount.
It's great. The sale chocolate. And also, I was single for a long, long time. I know I have some friends that are just sometimes in hard relationships, and then to have Hallmark or the whole Valentine's thing pushed in your face. It's just, I just have a sensitivity about that. So I'm hoping that this can be a way of not that kind of stuff, but
it's almost like diffusing it into this is something kind of like sharing that love. Like one of the things I do like is the I remember always liking it as a kid, and now with kids I get to do it is picking out the Valentine's Day cards. It's always Ninja Turtle cards when I was a kid. But going and letting them pick it out,
Turtles.
and then getting the list from the teacher of the names so they could make them out and send out this little cheap those little hearts or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
those little hearts that taste like Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah,
yes,
like
the
chalky.
conversation hearts. Yes.
Yeah.
My mom and I always made a Valentine's box. You had to bring a box every year.
Of course,
my mother is
that.
super artistic.
A shoebox.
Yes, and we made the most beautiful boxes you've ever seen together. Yeah. Mostly she made them.
You just give them to each other?
No, I don't. So it's for people to put your Valentine's in. So you put it on your desk, when you're in elementary school, and then everybody sticks your Valentine's in there.
We should do that here.
That would be so fun.
What did I just say about the pressure of...
Come on, it's a craft.
It's a craft.
And you will be publicly shamed.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. But anyway, I just remember it being a really fun thing that my mom and I did together every year, and I was always really grateful that she was more artistic than I was, and we could make this beautiful box together. And so, I have good memories of that. But I think what you're saying about the pressure of a holiday to express things that you should be doing all year long is a lot for people, and it's a lot to worry about. And I think people have expectations of what that looks like, and they are often disappointed by that, and that's not a good thing to experience. So.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that's very well said. Lower the expectation.
Yeah. Lower all your expectations.
That's as a rule in life, that's my kind of motto.
That's a good one.
Set the bar real low.
Yeah.
And then
happier.
just step slightly
You'll
over
just be happier
it.
all the time.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
So on the lowering expectation, this Sunday we're kicking the season of love off. And what does that? So what does that look like? Is it a week after week thing, or?
That's a great question. So Sunday, February 6th, because it's the whole month of February, and in worship we're going to be, carrying that as a theme for sure. But one of the things we're also doing, and Pastor Heather's really taking the lead on this and doing a great job of having an invitation week after week to say, here's a practical way that you can love on people of other faiths. So for example, the first week of February, we're going to have the address for the synagogue up in Colleyville that was, where the rabbi and some other members were held hostage for a while. And so just to share letters of love and support. So kind of loving on people of other faith, loving on one another. We're going to invite people, encourage people to, call church members, send Valentines, that sort of thing. The
low key,
yeah,
the Ninja Turtles with the chalk hearts,
not the high pressure,
hearts.
Right. So then do that, and I think another one is loving on your neighbors, and we're going to do that as a staff right here at the UT campus. There's going to be a little invitation week after week of how to kind of be intentional about loving. And again, it's just a low expectation suggestion. This congregation is going to have all kinds of other ideas that hopefully will be generated with these ideas to just be intentional about that.
Well, that was great.
Great.
La 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 la.
I'm leaving that in. I'm just going to go ahead and leave all that in.
It's good. I like it.
No, yeah, I think that I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think
I am excited.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
And
giving people a direction. I think a lot of times, like you said, Chad, when we're feeling like we are disconnected at this time where we've been disconnected for 2 years, thinking about kind of what are some opportunities that are, easily attainable for us to reach out and connect with those that are in our community or are in, people of faith that we can continue to have those connections with.
And I think out of that too, oftentimes, like it's almost like when you're intentional about that word again, intentional about doing something for somebody else, and just even a small thing like making a phone call or sending a text or writing a letter or whatever, it kind of enlivens that reconnection for me. That I feel like, hey, I feel good now. I feel better, and it kind of it grows into something that maybe is more a routine.
Yeah.
That was not very articulate, but hopefully y'all know what I'm talking about.
We don't need you here for your articulation. That's not your
I'm only
job.
the communications director.
You don't need that.
So,
it's unnecessary.
Well, thank you, Teresa, for joining us and talking to us about it.
Well,
being the first guest.
Yeah, it was an honor to be like the first guest. That feels like pretty special. But I'm seriously excited.
Well, we wanted to set the expectations low.
Real low.
We were talking about low expectations the whole episode, so now I know where I fit in.
Very low expectations.
But I will be serious and just say that I'm super jazzed about this podcast because, like you were saying, Megan, just ways that we can reach out and connect with one another in the community, and this podcast is going to be a great way to do that.
Yeah, hopefully. And I, not just saying this and not to play suck up, but I, for one, I think Megan feels the same way. It's been a real pleasure getting to know you, getting to work with you as we are kind of navigating these real weird times. It's got to be a real weird transition time for you, too, to come in when you can't be... I know there was some sadness around there that had to have been coming into a church and not being able to gather as a congregation. But you have been flexible and willing to leave space for creative ideas and stuff like that. And it's just been a joy.
Yes.
Well, the church is a joy, but the staff is amazing and a joy to work with. So I'm grateful for you all.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
See y'all later.
Okay, bye. So, Chad, what does the rest of your week look like?
That's a good question.
I know it. All I have is good questions.
It's like you are like Oprah.
I am. I have lots of good questions.
Well, tomorrow is e-connection, bulletin
Yeah.
print, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Renee is a huge help on that. She does the bulk of that, and then of course service editing starts for the online service.
Yeah.
So that's it's usually Thursday, Friday is what I'll be doing. And you?
Me. I am going to pick up more groceries because that's where I spend all my time at the Heeb. Going to pick up groceries for dinner on Sunday night for the college kids. We're going to have chicken broccoli rice cheese casserole. It's a fan favorite.
Big on the casseroles.
Man, the kids love the casseroles.
Yeah, I love casseroles growing up.
I'm going to make that. And it's real cheesy and real good. And so I'm going to get stuff for that. We're going to do dinner church this week. I have found that, especially during the pandemic, the students need a lot more opportunities to interact with one another and to ask good questions and to be asked good questions so they can engage in conversation around topics that are important and valuable and more of a stretch for them. So I don't know what the topic is this weekend yet. I haven't gotten that far yet, but we are going to have dinner church and eat the casserole. There's that football game this weekend I'm excited to watch.
I don't think football is dead to me now.
I know, I'm sorry for you about that, but my team is still playing.
Who's the quarterback? Patty
Mahomes.
Patty
Mahomes. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. So
This is a plug. This is a plug for them.
I'm just saying, if you're a football fan, they've been fun to watch. So I'm going to watch that and, get ready to hang out with the kids again.
Fun.
So that's the plan.
I have enjoyed this. This has been fun.
This has been fun. It has been fun. I can't wait to introduce our audience to all the cool people that worship here and work here at UUMC and connect them and feel like we're hanging around the fireplace.
Yeah, exactly.
Chatting it up.
Exactly. We'll get better at this, hopefully.
We will. I hope so. I don't want to make any promises.
Low expectations.
Low expectations.
This is
this is actually like a normal conversation for us, which I don't know if it's that good or bad. I think it might be a little overwhelming for people, but I think it'll be fun, and I think that it will be a good way to get to know the great people that we get to work with.
And we try to do it every week, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. No
we'll
promises.
See who we can sucker into hanging out with us.
But until then, we'll see you all, next week maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe online, maybe in the sanctuary.
Oh, you meant, I guess you don't say see you with the podcast.
No, you really don't.
But
we might see these people who listen to this.
That's true.
I don't know who would listen to this that doesn't go to church here or doesn't know these people. It might be kind of weird. But my
Teresa's,
mom will probably listen to it.
My mom will absolutely.
Yeah, so our moms will listen to it, but other than that, nobody else.
Okay.
That'll be great. Friends, we hope to see you maybe in person or online. And we look forward to continuing to have these conversations.
Have a great week.
Okay, bye.
I could have talked about the college reunion. Did you know? So, and I know this is not supposed to be about me.
Yeah.
But so last week on this very day, I had a napkin of sour cream glazed potato chips because I got to get some in there.
Yeah.
And I walked into the office and I was like,
She did. She straight up walked into the office with these chips and I was talking to Renee. We were in